And ladies and gentlemen, my name is Arcane Static, and we haven't been over to Seduce Me the Otome for a while, so let's go back and get to it then, shall we? I would very much like to finish this story. This one? This one. Oh, right, okay. So when last we left our intrepid heroine, she had been given the opportunity to go to school and lose all of her memories, or to stay home from school. I don't remember whether anyone said which one we should take or not. So, let's find out what happens if you lose your memories. I sighed. I wasn't going to win with Diana, but I had to live my life, and she was not invited. I looked at Diana with almost a cold glare. Take my memories, but make sure I'm able to go to school after. I have a life to live, and I won't let you hold this over me. Diana stared at me for a moment before nodding and taking out another purple vial, holding it to me.
Drink this and you'll lose your memories. You must drink as much of it as you can.
You must drink as much... Have you been drinking, Diana? I won't remember anything?
Not a thing.
And the boys?
Let me deal with them. Drink.
Peer pressure time! Let me deal with the boys. You just drink, honey. Wow, that was a very empty bottle that they just uncorked there. I stared at the vial before looking to Diana for a hint of deception. She didn't look to be lying, so I sighed and uncorked the vial and drank down its contents. I felt my memories pick apart. It was like watching my memories become shuffled and certain ones burnt into the darkness of time. I quickly gripped to Diana as she held me close.
It'll pass, just a little longer.
I stared at her shoulder, feeling my body shake from the feeling of losing my memories. It wasn't painful, but I could feel my soul cry out from this loss. The story I had lived to learn was... The story I had lived to learn... Okay, was fading away and I couldn't do anything about it. I had asked for this. The woman who held me kissed my head and placed a black fruit slice in my mouth, allowing me to practically wake up from the juice. What the fuck sentence is this? The memories of that woman vanished as well.
Be human. It's better if you remain ignorant.
Diana, you really sound like you're tired, or at least your voice actor is.
And I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. I felt darkness wanting to take hold, but I had to stay awake. I had to go to school. Why was I so tired? I opened my eyes and found myself outside my house on the stairs. Bah? I looked around, unsure of what had happened. How did I get outside? What happened last night? My confusion was broken by the sound of Naomi's car pulling up to the mansion. Oh crap! School! Right! My life became a blur. I was once again surrounded by people moving faster than myself as I walked through my life in slow motion. I felt that I could stop and the world would continue moving in high speed. Memories of childhood haunted me through the day, throughout the week, throughout the month. Soon, I let my entire last semester pass me by and I was on the cusp of graduating. I never felt more nervous about my life. What would happen after I touched my diploma? Well, once you touch your high school diploma, you actually burst into flames, and whatever is left of your body, they turn into a simulacrum of a human being so that you can be put into a system where you're forced to work for the rest of your existence. Didn't you know? Would real life just sweep me away? Would I be left alone in a void of my own doing? It was hard to say. I stared at the graduation forms covering my dining room table, unable to process all of the information on them. I'm gonna graduate. That's what you do at the end of high school, honey. My mind settled into a hushed rumble at the thought of graduating. I was nervous, excited, worried, bored, anxious, and angry all at once. Is it because you're a girl? What was I gonna do? Where was I gonna go after all this was over? What was in my future? And why did my house feel so empty? Well, it might be because your house is empty, being that you live in a gigantic fucking manor house alone. I sighed and put my forehead against the wood of the table. My head had begun to spin and I needed it to stop. Closing my eyes, I counted my heartbeat as it pounded in my head. What broke my concentration was my doorbell ringing at what appears to be 9 o'clock at night or so. I lifted my head and walked over into the lobby to open the door. Who is it?
It's your father.
Fuck off! Lock the door, curtains down. My hand froze on the doorknob. Why was he here? I could practically feel the incoming lecture we were about to have emanating from the cracks in the door. I felt my nervousness take hold of my emotions as I simply stood there, staring at the frosted glass in the door at my dad's figure. What is it?
I wanted to talk to you. It's important.
I wanted to talk to you. It's important. I opened the door, ushering him in. There's no use in denying the inevitable. My father stepped in and looked around the lobby like an investigative health inspector. Whew! I couldn't help but press my lips together in irritation. What did he want to talk about?
You've kept the place clean. Good.
Who are you to fucking judge? This is my house. Get out. Thank you.
I want to talk about your future.
Yeah, I bet you fucking do. What about it? I'm gonna graduate and go to college.
That's not what I meant. I meant about you being part of Anderson Family Toys.
Oh. I stared. Was he serious right now? Did he really want to add another stress point in my life? I felt myself glare out of pure irritation with the topic. I'm 18 now. You don't get to tell me what the fuck to do. What about it?
Do you want to be part of the company?
Was he seriously asking this? Was I getting an option? This had to be a test. This couldn't be real. You said I was to be...
I said, do you want to be part of the company?
What a prickly asshole! I swear, I would love to just punch this dude in his busted ass nose. I felt my mind go blank. Did I want to be part of the company? If this chance was real, this was my one chance to do what I wanted without expectation over my head. I wanted to be free. I wanted to fly high and find my own path of life. If that was really a future with the company, I would be taken there on my own choice, not on the command of my father. If my future took me far away, then I wanted that chance to go. No, I don't.
May I ask why?
Because go fuck yourself! You asked me and I gave you an answer! I want to choose my own future. I don't want to be stuck to expectation. I felt my mind begin to fill with ideas of the future, dreams and goals that I could possibly fulfill with a new freedom. With a new freedom? Can you count freedoms? I want to decide what to do with my life. If it's with Anderson Family Toys, then I want my heart to bring me there. You fucking asked! What did you expect me to tell you? Was he gonna scold me? Was he gonna be happy? His sigh almost frightened me to death.
You should do what makes you happy.
Yeah, I'm glad that you recognize that now, after 18 years of forcing me to do the bullshit that you like. Did he really? Dad?
I'll admit, I've been harsh on you.
Yeah, you fucking have.
I thought that me pushing you would make you confident to take the family company.
Push you down the stairs.
You being in this place, though, I was worried that you'd turn out as curious as your grandfather.
Oh, I am still curious. I'm definitely gonna eventually find those books in the library and shit. I'm gonna learn that he knew demon magic again. Why did you send me here?
Because I wanted to see what you would do if you weren't constantly under my influence.
Then why didn't you just stop being a dickbag all the time? My dad placed a hand on my head and rubbed it gently as I stared up in confusion at him.
Looking at you now, I see a grown woman, ready to take on the world.
Good.
I deeply regret not being the dad I was supposed to be.
You should regret it. You're a shitbag. Suddenly, I felt my dad pull me into an embrace, burying his head in my shoulder. I stared wide-eyed over his shoulder, unable to take in what was happening. Was he hugging me for real? Was he seriously in regret?
I should have let you be a kid a little while longer. Now that you're grown up, I can't guide you anymore.
Think that's exactly what I want. No more of your guidance. I began to shake. This was real. This had to be. This was too emotional to be a dream. I gripped onto my dad, making sure my senses weren't lying to me.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I bet you're sorry. My dad pulled back slightly and gently moved a strand of hair from my face, smiling at me.
I love you, sweetie.
Yeah, I believe that shit. And then I broke. The world was finally able to freeze completely as I held onto my dad and cried into his shoulder. I let my mind completely empty and fill itself with memories of my dad and me. None of them were any good. I could remember only negative memories of him, which is how I knew that he wasn't one of the memory parasites and didn't have to shoot him with a laser gun. He used to be kind. He used to care. Something took that dad away from me, and now he was back. I could feel his love for me as he held me close and let me cry into his shoulder. He finally said, "I love you." Daddy!
My baby girl. I'm so proud of you.
You just told me I wasn't a baby anymore. I leaned completely into my dad's embrace as he supported me to stand. I felt like a little girl again, and it was both pathetic and blissful. I didn't care. I was with my dad. My dad pulled gently away and kissed my forehead. My dad, my dad, my dad, my dad, letting me hiccup with a small smile.
No matter how old you are, you'll always be my little girl. I may have screwed up your childhood, but let me make it up to you in the future.
Yeah, is that what you're gonna do? Just buy me shit? I nodded, wiping my eyes. I could finally have a dad who didn't see me as an investment, but saw me as a daughter. How fucking sad is that statement? My heart was jumping in my chest with joy while my mind filled with happy thoughts. Felt like I could do anything now. My dad rustled my hair. My dad! Rustled my hair a little bit before stepping away from me.
Now, I have to take your mom out to dinner. It's been a while since we've gone out, but I think it's time to apologize to her as well.
Yeah, I think you should apologize to all of the viewers of these videos as well for having been such a dickbag. For what?
For being a burden she had to carry.
Damn straight you were.
She's always supported you from the sidelines, but I didn't let her completely be a wife and mother. It's time to make her happy now.
Yeah, so my graduating is giving you this a new outlook on life and you're just gonna be a good person from now on? Yeah, I fucking trust that. My dad and I smiled at each other. We understood each other now, and I was happy beyond words. My dad left my house, but not completely alone. I knew that he would support me now with... What? My dad left my house, but not completely alone. Did he leave? He left, and his state of leaving was that he did not leave alone? What? I smiled and held my hands to my chest, feeling my heart pulse. I'll be okay.
Yes, you will be.
She's back! Diana! Woo! Yeah! I quickly turned to the voice to see a woman dressed in a black and gold dress smiling at me. It was as if she appeared from out of thin air, and I went into defense mode. I know Taekwondo! Who are you?
Relax, relax. I'm just passing by.
But you're so pretty, and also you made me eat fruit before. What do you mean? How did you get in here?
You don't need to know that. I only came here to pick up a little something, and then I'll be gone.
What are you here to pick up? What are you... With the snap of the woman's fingers, I suddenly felt myself get warm. This feeling was similar, but I couldn't pinpoint how. What was she doing to me? Oh, honey, I'll tell you what she's doing to you. I watched as the woman walked to me and gently lifted my chin to look at my face with a smile.
A kiss for the road, sweetie. I had to do a lot of running around, and it's made me need a pick-me-up.
Interesting. I felt myself nod. What was I doing? The woman smiled and gently lowered her face to kiss me. I felt like melting into the kiss, but I knew deep inside that this was beyond wrong. How was she doing this? Why was she doing this? I felt my strength and energy drained from the kiss, and soon I felt my legs slightly wobble in the process. The woman pulled away and placed a small purple vial in my hand.
Drink up, sweetie. You need it.
What the fuck is it? I nodded and opened the vial before pouring its contents into my mouth. It was sweet like fruit, but it wasn't overpowering, and I felt my energy return to my body as the last drop that dripped into my tongue.
A gift from me, as a thank you for giving me the strength to finally take what is mine.
Oh, you're gonna go back and be princess of the kingdom or whatever? What is yours? The woman smiled before nodding to me and walked around me to the door. As she opened it and took a step out, she looked back to me.
Praetorium poscunt, corage augurium, delir memoria, liberaret iam.
Maybe your Latin isn't exactly the best, but as she closed the door behind her, I suddenly felt my mind go back to being happy. What had just happened? Oh right, my dad had just left. I felt more confident than ever, and now I knew I could take on anything. Fucking memory-altering bullshit. I rushed over to the dining room and looked over the graduation papers with a small smirk. I can do this. Eventually, my graduation came along. I walked across the school stage and took hold of my diploma with grace. It was then that my body burst into terrifying and horrible flames, and I was reformed into the simulacrum of a human being. The rest of the story could almost be passed over. I graduated from school as one of the top 10 students of my class. My family was proud. But what of my future? Well, that was free for me to decide now. No longer would I have the future scaring me into a corner. I could choose my life on my own. That being said, I was still scared of where the future was going to take me. What did I want to do? Did I want to help build the family company? Did I want to venture off on my own? Whatever I was going to do, I was going to do it with a smile on my face. I was happy, and nothing could shake me down from that happiness. The next morning I woke up and took in all that had happened as if it was all a dream. Meh, meh, meh. My life seemed to fall perfectly into place. It was almost surreal. I walked over to my balcony window and opened it, stepping out onto the patio and staring into the sky. I fell over the railing and died. The end. Got a weirdly, large and not angled nose there. It was beautiful. The wind gently brushed over my face as I took in the smell of the morning. I felt a wave of confidence rush through my body as I stared into the sky. I'll be fine. I'll be just fine. I was confident that I could do anything now. My life was in my hands and I was strong enough to carry it. Yeah, we get it. I was alone for now, yes, but eventually I knew I'd be happy at the end of my journey. I still had 100 battles to face, 1,000 memories to make, 1,000,000 stories to write. If you only have 1,000 memories to make, how are you going to use those 1,000 to make 1,000,000 stories? This was just one of those stories. And that was my happily ever after. End. My freedom, M. We got an ending! Ooh, cutscene? Credits? What is this? Interesting new music. Ooh, particle effects coming in. Look at that. Someone gonna sing?
Innocent,
Yep.
ignorant.
Interesting. Alright, well. That's one ending of this game. We're certainly not going to end here, though, obviously. We'll go back to the save point where Diana was asking us whether or not we wanted to go to school, and see where we go from there. This is definitely Diana singing, isn't it? Oh. Whoops. Alright, well, that does it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, the like and subscribe buttons are waiting just below this video to fuck with your memories until you can't remember any of the cool shit that you did. You can also follow my socials. That's the Facebook and Twitter that are down in the description box. And if you'd like to do so, you can throw some support in my direction at the Patreon link that's down there as well. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.